Okay, we here on this friendly Friday. Once again, we missed you last week. Yes, I was enjoying the beach. It was absolutely beautiful and counting the days till the next time we arrive again. So anyway, but until Christmas, let's keep going and let's keep inspired so entrepreneurs can keep letting their dreams come to life. So welcome to the Marketing Lifeline's Friendly Friday, in conversation with like-minded people who just like to share and share alike. And today's a different approach, as you may notice. I've got two guests on my show today, which is rather exciting. And they're joining us all the way from the lovely Scotland, apparently where it's rather more chillier than us in South Africa. And we've got Julian and Neil from Subtrava. Yes, you did hear correctly, Subtrava, right? And today we're going to be talking a little bit about memberships and the benefits thereof. So thanks, guys, for joining us. I really do appreciate your time. And I look forward to sharing with you and what you have to share with us.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Good to be here.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Cool. So let me just do a quick intro of both Neil and Julian before we kick into the questions. Neil started his path in the business world with a degree in computer programming and a postgrad diploma in entrepreneurship. Putting his university learning into practice, Neil went on to start his own restaurant, a website design business, and a support agency. Neil now works with Julian as a co-founder of an online membership development agency and co-director of a WordPress support agency. Neil's technical expertise in developing membership and subscription-based solutions, paired with business experience, a love of value proposition and strategy, make him a force to be reckoned with in the membership world. Sure, that's a lot of talents, eh? Multi-talented coming from Neil. Smart, hence hashtag smart. Julian Young. Julian has spent the past 10 years creating businesses. Some have suggested, though, that he might just be addicted to startups. Having founded a creative agency, a beauty spa, and a games development company, and in 2017 co-founded a popular psychology academy. The academy was Julian's entry point into the world of membership, where he focused on business strategy, operations, and marketing. Alongside Neil, he's the managing partner of a membership development agency and a technical support agency. And now together, Julian and Neil are working together to unite their companies into one common purpose, which is to help change makers create meaningful brands and harness the power of membership, community, and technology. And they are doing this under the banner of now Subtrava. Awesome stuff, guys. I love the fact about your wanting to help change makers. To me, that's just awesome. So look forward to sharing with you guys and what you have to share with us. So let's jump straight into a little bit about Subtrava, because when I first heard it, I was like, what? Subtrava? Tell us a little bit more. So let's hear a little bit more about Subtrava and how it actually came to be.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about how we came to it. So as you said, Megan, we used to have we still do. We have a support company and a membership development company that makes membership websites and does consultancy as well. And what we wanted to do is start walking the walk more and less talking the talk. And we've got so much experience working with other people on memberships. So we thought, can we turn a service-based company into a membership-based company? And we started there, looking at our support company, going, let's start treating people as members, not customers. Let's start looking at the relationship rather than just the transactions. And it's kind of worked its way from there, us feeling out how and what we should do, and really looking at our own purposes in life, what we want to get out of business, and where we want to go with our lives. So it's been quite a deep personal journey for both of us and the others in our company. So Neil, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think the flow came pretty naturally. It seems weird because we kind of split we were like a sort of fully fledged agency, and then we kind of split the services out to like deal with membership and then, you know, a sort of dedicated support service. And now it kind of comes like we're coming back full circle, as it were, and joining them together in a sort of different way, as it were. But the interesting thing was, I think if you asked our customers at the time when we were just like a support service or when we were an agency, I think if we'd said, do you feel like a member? They may well have said yes, because the way we sort of treat, I think this is why we've kind of fallen into membership, and it feels right for us, is that, you know, we've always kind of treated our customers in a certain way, and that actually, when you look at it, was more like members. You know, we're well into, you know, a lot of support companies won't teach their clients how to do stuff within WordPress or whatever platform they might be using or supporting, whereas we are very active in letting our customers or showing our customers how to achieve things within WordPress without our help, which kind of feels like, you know, you might lose them as a customer. They're like, oh great, I can do this myself. No, we want to empower people to be able to do stuff themselves if they so wish, and if they don't have the time, they want to focus their energies in other ways, then we do that stuff for them. So I feel like it was a natural progression.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think I won't even ask a question because it's probably going to come into the next answer. So let's just go straight into the where you kind of find yourselves now, based on listening to what the market wants, creating that value proposition, you know, customers becoming memberships. Let's talk about memberships, because me being in the space of consulting and coaching as well, it kind of seems to be a bigger craze now, probably kind of pre-post COVID. People being online, people wanting value online, also the constant like learnings. So just share a little bit about the big craze all of a sudden, and do they really make money, or is it just going to be another fad that's going to come and die down?
Yeah, so I mean, memberships have been around for a really long time. You know, like the church, for instance, is probably like one of the oldest memberships. So there's so many memberships that if you actually look and see them for what they are, you're like, oh right, memberships have been around for a long time. I don't know if there's like a craze right now for them. I think probably pushed, like you said, with COVID and whatnot. I definitely see like an upswing. So there is a trend to you know, more and more online memberships as well, I think, due to COVID and all the rest of it. But you know, so there is a rise in popularity. I think it can also come down to consultants, people like myself and Julian, advising businesses on how they can you know, better utilize their sort of customer base, their network, to maybe have a more stable recurring revenue, which everybody kind of wants, right? That's the main thing. Everybody wants to be stable money wise each month, and I think membership can facilitate that quite easily if it's done right. So yeah, I think there's a few aspects to why it might be gaining sort of popularity right now. Another one, a really important one actually, is the tech involved has become easier and easier. So there's more and more companies out there developing software to make it easier for the layman to actually create something much more easily. So you don't need to focus on the tech anymore. You can focus on what really matters, which is the value that you're offering and the experience that you've got and what you've got to share, you know. So
okay, awesome. Did you want to add anything to that, Julian?
Not really. No, I think that pretty much summarizes it. I mean, there's a book that we'd really recommend reading if anyone's interested in diving deeper, and that's Robbie Kellman's Baxter's The Membership Economy. That's where we kind of she really changed our minds, or sort of gave us a bit of a paradigm shift in the understanding of membership. One of the things Neil mentioned there is that the reoccurring revenue, that sort of smooth revenue coming in, and she compares that to lumpy payments versus smooth payments. She compares like the sales, like big game hunting versus farming, and like the support, minimize anger is the traditional model, and then maximize loyalty. And so I think, like, honestly, such a good book. I'd really recommend anyone interested read that. Robbie Kellman Baxter is her name.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'll put it in for us as well. Thank you.
All
So
right.
I think also from what I've kind of seen, it is people assume that maybe membership is a better option because it's almost like there's an expectation with a membership and it's consistent recurring income, which I think most people are looking for. But I think there's also that expectation that it's kind of more regular. So you know what your expectations are with the client knows what they're going to expect. I just think it seems like a bit more of a more manageable approach. Maybe I'm wrong, but that just seems to be what people are looking for, and the continuous engagement. I think that's where people are wanting that support, to be able to go to me and say, I need help with X, and not feeling, okay, now you have to bill me, invoice me. It's just kind of that continued value support along our journey as entrepreneurs or wherever we find ourselves. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit then about kind of who membership programs work for, because I think that's another thing. Maybe there's a bit of a stigma that it is more service-based stuff, but let's talk about membership programs, who they're most suited for, or does it really even matter? And if you have an offer, how do you make it a membership, or can you make it a membership?
I don't think it matters what sort of business you are, and challenge me on this perhaps. But I mean, we've seen the most bizarre memberships out there. Like we were looking at a plumber's website, and we're thinking, how could a plumber possibly have a membership? Like, why would you call a plumber when you need a plumber? Why would you want to be a member of a plumber's organization, as it were? And how is he going to instill loyalty? And he'd created the scheme where you paid a little bit each month, and it guaranteed you that if you had an emergency, he'd be there for you. And I quite liked that. I was like, okay. And it wasn't that much either. It's just a tiny bit each month. That wasn't much. I wouldn't call it a membership though, perhaps a subscription. But like Neil said, we've had memberships since the days of the church. We've got the traditional models, which are the milk delivery services. That's been going on for a long time. Can you think of any more?
Yeah, I mean, to take the plumbing example as well, is that it's not necessarily just about like a service that you offer. You can pivot, right? So perhaps the plumber can talk about his expertise to people that are interested in DIY, or people that want to be a plumber, so immediately you can share that knowledge. That can be like an academy membership, that kind of style. So yeah, we like to say that, well, I like to think anyway, when I think about businesses, I like to think that you can memberify. It's a word, I've just coined it. Memberify any business. Memberify any business. I don't think it is.
It's not in the dictionary, but
I don't think I don't think I coined it, but yeah, I'm using it.
Yeah, there's a company called Memberify, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that's perfect. That's a very good example. I guess it goes back to that constant, just knowing that there's something to fall back on. And a plumber is possibly one of those, being somebody maybe not having a husband that lives at home, or not being married and wanting that continued support. And the subscription, I guess it kind of, maybe the new terminology is the memberify kind of space. But if you think kind of subscription, I mean, in South Africa, we have something called the box, and you can subscribe, and every month you get a box with jewelry and accessories in it, so it kind of show exactly what you said when you said the plumber one. I've never heard something so bizarre in my life, but that's amazing, because it doesn't matter if you have a product or a service, we can essentially memberify it. It just depends, I guess, on the strategy in terms of how you're going to add value and how you're going to package it to make it seem worth the while to pay that kind of continuous basis, but just knowing what you're going to get for it. So, so to sum it up, do you want to say something else?
Well, I think so. You touched on an interesting point there, using the word subscription, and I think that perhaps the plumber had a subscription-based business. The membership, I think, the really important part is helping people feel like they belong to your organization, or they feel part of what you're doing. So if you can do that, that's when you can really achieve real success with your membership. Perhaps the plumber hadn't quite got there yet, but as Neil said, if he was doing some more education or helping people a little bit, creating more of a relationship with the audience, then that's when it would become a membership, I think.
Love that. And we've just defined the difference between subscription and membership. Nice. Okay, so the favorite part of our weekly meetings is top tips, because you guys are the experts. There's a lot of entrepreneurs sitting out there going, should I, shouldn't I, what should I do? Is my business even memberfiable? That's mine, I just claimed that one. So let's just share some top tips. Kind of stick to 3, up to you. If you've got 5, go ahead. But what are your top tips to share with entrepreneurs who are considering a membership program of some sort? Like, what are the key things to consider?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this one, and I've written a couple of notes, and I kind of feel like it might go down a route where people might be a little bit kind of shocked in a way, because one of the things that isn't in the top tips is the software. So like how am I going to create this? Like, what software package am I going to use? Because there's so many different solutions out there. There's so many ways to create a membership, to take subscription payments, to build a community, all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. That is not important. It obviously it is important at some stage, yes, but the basics of it is not important. So what do you need? The 3 main things that I've written here: brand, ideal member, value proposition. So why we always talk about brand, Julian and I talk about brand quite a lot, is that the brand, and I'm sure you do as well, Megan, it's something that you'll talk to your clients about, and it's that connection. People buy into the brand. It's about you displaying who you are, your values, your purpose. It's why you get up. It's how you turn up. All that stuff is really, really important, because it creates that message, and it creates that stable foundation for your business, for your membership, and it's that guiding force, and it also creates that connection within the membership as well. So when people join, they have that commonality, that sort of purpose, that shared kind of vision, as it were. And the ideal member is obviously something that can come from the brand. So when you go through a brand workshop or whatever, you'll find out who your ideal member is. And the reason that's important is, again, for that connection. So if you've got a bunch of people that are in a membership, and they're all striving for the same thing, they've all got a shared pain point, a shared goal, that's really strong. And that's when you can create a really strong connected community, and that's really going to benefit your membership. And the last one was value proposition. Again, value. You've got to make sure that your membership has something to offer. Otherwise, people are going to, like, if it's all talk on the front page and you've got great marketing, people get in there and go, oh, it's not what I expected. And the other thing about value is that don't stop adding it. Don't stop creating that value. Be innovative. Keep inventing stuff that is going to help your ideal member, because that's how you're going to keep them. If for instance, if you've got an academy, that can be a great start for a membership. But once somebody's gone through course A to course Z, and they're like, right, I'm done. I've learned everything that I can here. Yeah, they could still take part in the community. But for instance, if you offered them a tool to help them in their business, a bit of software or something else, programs, you continually add programs that can continue their own personal development. Boom, that's going to keep people in your membership. I think that's it. I think I've covered my notes there. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, I love those.
Great.
And do you want to add anything, Julian?
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, look,
I could squeeze some words in there somewhere, but no, it's that's a great top 3. I love it. Should write a blog post on that.
Yeah, and what's quite interesting is every time I engage with Neil and Julian, they speak my language, which is so lovely, because a lot of web guys out there don't necessarily speak my language, like value and target market and messaging and niche. So, yeah, it's been great having chats with them. So to sum those up, totally agree. Don't worry about the software. Let the experts worry about that, because totally you need to focus on what the offering is and how you're going to drive that value. So have you got an established brand? How do people perceive you? Are you showing up? Ideal members, who is going to fit that mark? Who's going to be that ideal client? What is it that they're looking for? How are you going to service and package your offering? Value proposition, also in terms of you, what is it that you're doing that somebody else is possibly not doing? Also very key, because I think there could be a lot of Me Too memberships, and then you're just going to become another one. and at the same time keep adding value. I agree. Like membership, kind of, we all see it as a kind of tier level, I guess, as our discussion the other day. It is just that, because they'll always come in on a lower base but grow to something greater. But then what thereafter, how do you continue to service them so they're members for life, right? And then my fourth point is value, just value, and more value. I'm joking. So that's awesome. Thanks for those super tips. And as I say, as an entrepreneur myself, we need to focus around that, rather get the experts in to help us implement and get the right software. So to finish off in our last opinion question, and this could be a bit of a discussion, but it might not. So I'm probably going to hear from both you guys, I guess. In your opinion, what do you think will be a game changer or of building businesses online in the future?
We haven't discussed this, but I reckon that if we wrote it down on a piece of paper and turned it around, we both had the same answer. You want to try it? If you got a piece of paper, here we go. Right.
Wait.
Got a piece of paper here, writing it down. It's pretty obvious, guys. I think you'll. Here we go. Got my piece of paper.
So you guys haven't discussed this, eh?
Nope. Ready? Let's try it. Ready? Go.
1, 2.
Subtrava.
AI.
AI.
Oh, no ways.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you guys didn't discuss this?
Nope. No.
It's changing. Like, we see it in our industry, the web design industry, how it's changing everything. There are AI web design softwares coming about now where they literally design your website for you. From a design perspective, making things look a particular way. You can describe, I want my site to look like this and kind of look like that, and the AI tries to do it for you. There's AI copywriting now, so you don't need to write your copy anymore. You just kind of have a little go, so it knows what you're trying to do, and then it makes it look and read amazing. There's AI for pretty much everything, and I think e-commerce, doing business online, the 35% increase in Amazon's profit margins when they introduced AI into their upselling routine, right? Upselling a product that based on what you've shopped for before. Neil, any other examples? It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. It's filtering down into every level of web design. So obviously the hard coding can get done, like Julian said, but like e-commerce stores, like you mentioned, you're getting selling assistants now. The little chat bots. So like if you the support FAQ, but even the sort of upselling now, it's easy. Like if for instance I visit a certain type of product, or maybe I visit 2 or 3 in a row, an AI could take from that some information and go, hey, I see you've looked at 3 of these. I'm guessing that maybe you want to look at this or this, or here's another one of these that's cheaper, or whatever. There's so, like, the depth of it is crazy. So at some point, I don't think web designers will exist. I'm not sure. I'll probably see it in my lifetime, I think, where you can go into an AI sort of software package and talk like a normal human about what you want, and the AI is going to build it, and then you'll be able to publish it. And
I won't. I don't think it'll quite be as now. I think I think it'll start with, I think marketers will become more, business owners understand their audience and understand what they're trying to achieve. It's going to become the sort of leading, they become the web designer. But I think there's always going to be that need for that guidance, and then that level of expert technical side to do the tinkering, and that'll be the web designer, well, the web developer.
Maybe I think I'm going to live longer than you, Julian. Maybe that's what it is. I'm kind of thinking like 50 years in the future when I'm like really old, and I'm like.
Yeah, I agree with you, Neil. I'm thinking, Julian, like, are you not going to be living long, dude? I know, like, we're the same age, so yeah. But totally. So just for those, artificial intelligence, sorry, let's not assume jargon here, but yeah. Absolutely, AI. I know it is amazing. I think we can experience it. We've seen it on our phones. We talk about things, and the next minute we get random ads on our phone, and we wonder why. So absolutely, I love the answer, guys. And geez, you've given me a great topic for a blog. You've given me a great topic for another meeting introduction on Friday, Friendly Friday, just talking around AI. So that's awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys.
The metaverse was my second, by the way, but I thought AI was the most important.
Okay.
Flying around virtual shopping shopping supermarkets and getting like some cereals off the.
I did think that as well, but I kind of feel that it's going to be a bit of a slower burn because obviously the technology is still fairly new and developing for it is still fairly new. So it's going to be a bit harder for the average person with a great idea to actually see that as a reality in the kind of metaverse. But I'm sure, you know, that'll come as well. AI will come into that as well. Just a final thought though on things that are going to change building businesses online. Just everything that we've just been talking about. Membership, for a start, I think is actually changing the way people do business online. And I kind of have this thought about like how many memberships can one person have before they're just like, you know, membered out and just like, do you know what, I just want to pay for something outright. No, it could be like in the future where everything's a membership, like even shopping, like you've got a Tesco membership where you just go and do your shopping and you just pay a membership fee, and then people like us hark back to the good old days where you could just go in and buy a cabbage for like £1.50, but now I need a membership to do it. Kind of thing.
Yeah, to what extent will memberships go? Let's hope it doesn't go quite to that extent, but hey, who knows? Maybe it could be buy so many, get so many free. So it's kind of happening already in a sense with kind of let's call them the rewards programs. It's not a membership, but it is a little bit of a membership, right? Because now you're already kind of forcing yourself to buy from, I'm not very familiar with all your shops, but like a Tesco versus a Woolworths, I don't know, where South Africa, I guess it's like a Pick and Pay versus a Checkers, and it's, because by shopping with the one, you're getting rewarded. So, Awesome, guys. Well, this has been fantastic, and I've really enjoyed chatting to you again. I know we could have gone on for much longer, but I told Neil, no, I push it and I get it in 30 minutes.
I just wanted to be the longest person. You said it was 35 minutes, and I see we've only been on for half an hour, so just kind of want to push it for another 6 minutes just to be the longest.
But maybe I didn't say why we were 35 minutes, so maybe I'll tell you about that afterwards.
Okay.
Cool. So thanks everybody for watching us today and joining us again on this Friendly Friday. And just want to say thanks so much to Neil and Julian for joining us from Subtrava. We really enjoyed listening and learning a little bit more about memberships. So I think in a nutshell, memberships is for anyone. I guess it's how you package it and take it to market. So until next week, Friday, have a super weekend. And thanks everybody. Until then, ciao.
Thanks for having us. Cheers.
Cheers, Megan.
Thanks, guys.